All the people you know and love are dead, and they have been for a while. We've all heard of the dead internet theory, the no longer radical idea that on the internet, if you're talking to someone you haven't met in real life, there's a good chance that you aren't talking to a person at all. Robots, unlike humans, can be mass-produced with ease to serve single purposes like posing as real people online to spread certain ideas. I find it very scary how robots are becoming more like humans every day. What I find even scarier is the idea that since the Industrial Revolution, every day humans have also been becoming more like robots. This situation became so apparent to me about 6 months ago when I was zombie scrolling as usual, and I stumbled upon a video very much like the one on screen right now. I'd heard of people using AI to create many things, and like everyone else, I saw it as a tool for automating menial tasks that were always a waste of time, like spreading their political ideologies online, or writing an essay, or slightly worse, emailing their co-workers or boss when they couldn't be bothered. I was extremely disturbed when I saw this video because the idea that something so personal to the human experience, romantic connection, even just through text, would be delegated to AI had never really crossed my mind before. Imagine meeting someone on a dating app, falling in love with their amazing personality and quick responses, only to find out they had been using a well-designed version of ChatGPT to respond to you, so they never even had to think about it. I would be genuinely disgusted. There are many situations where people have opportunities to ignore their responsibility to be the person they are in their communications by using AI, and it very much scares me that while right now we may only have a few people using AI to check their confession message and have it rewritten to sound more flirty and less corny, unknowingly watering down who they are and the image of who they are to their love interest, in the future, many of your friends and relatives may not really be responding to you, and you have no way to truly know where you're getting genuine human connection and where you're talking to a machine. 5 years ago, if you wanted something done or figured out, whether you or your friend did it, it was all human intellect and effort. People had a reason to be and become useful. Today, many people rely on chatbots for a worrying number of things. Genuine human artistic creation is on a decline because every time someone creates a prompt to do something that 5 years ago a human would have had to do, the person's brain reinforces the idea that they don't actually have to become useful or creative or smart, and it reduces the amount that it cares about becoming more of those things that are so integral to being an interesting, valuable human being. It takes a very small number of times for a person to go, "Oh, I'll just ChatGPT that," before they become so reliant on AI that if you separate them from a computer and ask them to create something where they need to think for themselves, they'll struggle a great deal. With how much I personally rely on digital technology, I often find myself feeling like the moment I'm currently in is just background footage to memories of the past, visions for the upcoming weekend, or whatever content I'm currently consuming, be it music, Fortnite, or a shitty video essay like the one you're watching right now. My whole personality in life has become so aligned with the content that I'm consuming that I rarely create things from my own brain, and the physical moment I'm experiencing has become secondary to the song I'm listening to or the cool Minecraft house I'm going to build when I get home. This is not how I want to live. I want to live deliciously as my own individual creative person rather than a mirror of my For You page. I'm currently working on improving this, as evidenced by the existence of this video. I'm not so worried for myself. It's when I go outside and I can't find a person not on their phone or with an AirPod in that I start to worry we're too far gone. I know I sound like your parents telling you it's that damn phone that's causing all your problems, but if every moment is consumed by something someone else has experienced on a TikTok, when do you actually ever live your own life? When was the last time you looked down at your hands and thought, this is me, this is my life that I'm experiencing, not my favorite influencer that I have a parasocial relationship with's life. This is my life, and it is only what I make of it. There are still definitely some awesome people out there. I really don't want anyone to become more pessimistic from watching this video. We still have plenty of chances to have authentic human experiences, but we do need to actively decide to not fill every single void with content produced by someone we've never met, and rather embrace boredom for a second, create something, or God forbid, go find someone to talk to or do something with. My recommendation is to try to live as similarly to how you did when you were a child as possible, with such a curious zest for life and what's physically in front of you that you never have time to worry about yesterday, and you don't feel like every experience you have is through plexiglass or from someone else's perspective. Another simple guide I use is to try to align myself as closely as possible to living naturally. By this, I mean Considering what the human body originally evolved for and trying to live in a situation like that. So many stresses we experience in our daily life are completely unnatural, like hearing about a massacre on the other side of the globe. 1,000 years ago, no one ever ate a full bag of Sour Patch Kids or got depressed over someone they can't physically see being mean to them. I fucking hate when someone says something interesting and then I remember a reel I saw expressing that exact thought with that exact wording. I love when someone says some meaningless bullshit from the latest TikTok trend and I simply do not understand. That may seem sad to you, but to me it just means that I'm at least a little successful taking back my own life from the company that owns my phone and my social media. You only get one life, however, if you spend it all watching someone else's and never express who you truly are, you get zero. So get the fuck up. I do want to mention that a big part of the original intention during the creation of the internet was self-expression and finding people who share similar interests to you. So it's definitely possible to limit yourself in the harmful uses of your device and still get some good out of them. I really hope this trend I'm seeing of people returning to physical media, creating things themselves, forcing themselves to think for themselves, and interact with other people genuinely becomes the normal way again, and more people escape from being trapped in an endless loop of consumption, essentially being stripped of their humanity. I urge you to live deliciously with me today and now, and I hope the passion that I don't see anywhere anymore returns soon. Bye bye.